Hello, I'm Rob Klaber. I'm the Director of the Career Development Offices here at KU Maine. I'm here with Dr. David Chicoine, the Department Chair for the Health Sciences programs. Today I want to talk with Dr. Chicoine about mandatory externships, the clearance process, and the benefits of working with the Career Development Office in preparation for externship. I want to start with hearing from you, Dr. Chicoine. What are externships? Why are they mandatory, or why are they important to the medical assisting and the medical office administrator programs?
All right, good question. So the externship is basically a great way students can incorporate their acquired knowledge from their program and put it into practice. And it's a great way to showcase their skills, it's a great way to learn new things, and it's a great way to observe professionals in action.
Students need to work closely with the Career Development Office to provide the necessary documentation and proof of immunity. What would you suggest to our students when starting that process?
Great question. I suggest to get familiar with all the forms in your clearance kit and make sure you do not procrastinate on the immunizations, because immunizations are dependent on scheduling from the doctor's office.
Yeah, the clearance kit, it's a group of forms, files, resources that help students navigate the clearance process. We really want to emphasize the need for accuracy when submitting the clearance kit. It's our goal that students submit this kit once and that all forms are accurate, and if we find that they're not accurate or fully filled out, we're just going to be returning that kit back to them.
There's certain things that have to be done throughout different points in time, throughout the timeline. Those milestones have to be met. If one of those milestones isn't met, there's a potential that their externship has to be pushed out an extra term, which may affect financial aid and incur additional costs for the students. So it's in everyone's best interest that students get all their forms in on time and communicate very clearly with the Career Development Office.
I also want to reiterate the importance of clear communication. It's essential that you're submitting the kit on time. Be sure to communicate any barriers in meeting those deadlines so we can better understand the challenges you're having. Let's talk a little bit about professionalism. In preparation for externship, professionalism is very important. Can you just share your thoughts on the importance of professionalism?
Definitely. So as a medical assistant, you're basically the liaison between the doctor and the patients in their office, or the clinician and the patients. And you really need to present a professional image to represent that clinic in a positive way. So it's really important to use Clinical Competencies 1 and 2 classes as a way to practice that professionalism. I encourage you to use your classmates, use your instructor as resources to give you feedback, and to, at all times, to use appropriate language, to be respectful to your classmates, and to be mindful of your appearance and your hygiene as well.
Very true, I agree. Because the medical field is like any other business. They have to ensure that they're providing the highest quality of customer service and patient services. They have a zero tolerance for clinical errors or lack of professionalism. Well, you have a lot of experience teaching in Kaplan skills classes. You want to share a couple of success stories on how students seize this opportunity to refine their professionalism?
Sure, yeah. I remember one student, very colorful language. The student didn't realize she was offending her classmates. I had a private conversation with the student to make her aware of her language and how inappropriate it was. The student really did a great job at improving her language, and she didn't use inappropriate language towards the end. And she ended up getting placed on an externship. She did very well. She's still working there now, as far as I know. And she ended up coming back and thanking me for letting her know that. And that's a difficult conversation to have. from one adult to another. But it's a very valuable conversation because, again, you're the liaison between the clinic and the patients, and you do not want to offend any patients because that clinic could end up losing some patients.
Right. And that student certainly wouldn't have gained employment if she didn't make that refinement to her professionalism.
Exactly.
Lastly, to wrap up, do you have any words of encouragement for our students as they start this clearance process?
First of all, I just want to congratulate everyone for getting this far in the program. It's going to be busy, but it's going to be an exciting time for you. And I do want to say that you should be proud that you're in the only MAERB accredited medical assisting program in central and southern Maine. And MAERB has very high standards. So again, that's something to be very proud of.
Well, Dr. Chicoine, I'd like to thank you for joining me today. And as well, I'd like to thank you for tuning in. It is a very exciting time. It takes a lot of work to complete this first phase of the clearance process. Stick with it, communicate often, and you'll be successful. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.